Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're talking all about the fragrances returning for the Bath & Body Works Winter SAS 2025. I cannot believe we're already into the Winter SAS. I feel like we just had the Summer SAS, but there are a lot of fragrances coming, you guys, so I want to make sure you have awareness as to what all is coming, as well as I have some images of the new packaging, so those will be featured as well. With that being said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive right on into all of the returning fragrances. Alright, you guys, I'm going to sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here, and all of these images were sourced off the Bath & Bucks Instagram account. You guys know how much I enjoy that account. It is the best Instagram account for all things Bath & Body Works, especially the spoilers. I'm so excited that we have our hands on the packaging early because I think you guys are going to be very impressed. I was super impressed, but if you haven't followed her, make sure you do. I will leave a direct link in the description box down below to her account, but yes, all of the images are off the Bath & Bucks Instagram account. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the first of the three collections, and this is going to be the Sip Sip Hurray collection, which is all cocktail themed. Now, this collection is going to feature three fragrances. We will have Watermelon Mojito, Island Margarita, as well as Sunshine Mimosa, which I actually have my Sunshine Mimosa from 2021, so I'm super excited that they are returning that fragrance. We're going to go ahead and get started with Watermelon Mojito. Now, Watermelon Mojito is the pink one in this collection. The pink, green, and orange is reminding me of that poolside collection they did a couple of years ago that had Sunset Glow, Poolside Cabana, and then I can never remember the orange one, but it had like a pink, green, and orange theme, and I'm very much getting similar vibes with this collection. But Watermelon Mojito is the pink one. I absolutely love the packaging. It's almost like a groovy kind of packaging, which I'm really loving, especially the font. But Watermelon Mojito originally debuted in 2023 as part of the Tropical collection. It had green packaging, and this was the year where a lot of the packaging for the Tropical collection really did kind of look like a wallpaper. This year also featured fragrances like Fresh Jungle Rain, which was the blue one if you remember, or Golden Mango Lagoon, which was kind of like this orange yellow. So this was a really popular one back when it released, and honestly, Bath & Body Works does watermelon really well, whether it's watermelon lemonade or pink watermelon blast. I feel like you can't go wrong with Bath & Body Works watermelon. Watermelon Mojito has notes of watermelon soda, pink rum, and cane sugar. If you're looking to stock up for summer of 2026, or you're just looking to experiment, maybe watermelon is not a fragrance you typically go for, I honestly can't recommend this enough. That cane sugar and the pink rum really add this nice extra sweetness, and then the watermelon is super nice and super bright. I think this one's a phenomenal fragrance. Super excited to see this one returning. Now, the next fragrance we have is Island Margarita. Now, Island Margarita, although it's not extremely popular in the body care in that it doesn't come out every single year, Island Margarita is very popular in the home care. So maybe you're like, is this a new fragrance coming out? Have we ever had this in body care? We actually did in 2020, but it was called Tiki Bay Island Margarita, and it had more of like this yellow, like pink and blue packaging. It was primarily yellow, but it was like an ombre, and I feel like a lot of people don't remember that one, but a lot of people recognize and remember Island Margarita in the home care. That one though has fragrance notes of sweet mandarin, island mango, and sea salt, so very much a margarita vibe, and the packaging, I mean, this is just screaming Island Margarita. I absolutely love this, especially the green. I'm so happy they did green for this. But I think this one, again, like Watermelon Mojito, this is going to be a great fragrance if you want to stock up for summer of 2026. Maybe you want to do tropical, but you are so sick and tired of Waikiki Beach Coconut and Pink Pineapple Sunrise. I am starting to join that club. I'm not going to lie. I feel like every single year I go in those two fragrances, and I used to be like a Waikiki Beach Coconut every kind of year person, and like a Pink Pineapple Sunrise, I probably had 2 or 3 fine fragrance mists, full size and minis. I mean, I definitely put in my time when it came to Pink Pineapple Sunrise and Waikiki Beach Coconut, but I find myself wanting something more unique, whether it's a watermelon, whether it's a mango fragrance. I think Island Margarita would be perfect, and you're going to be able to get it at a super great deal. So can't recommend that one enough. And then the last fragrance we have as part of this collection is going to be Sunshine Mimosa. Now, Sunshine Mimosa is a very different fragrance compared to these other two. First, I do want to feature this packaging. This is the faceted packaging from 2021. If you remember when Bath & Body Works was doing faceted. Now, this was when, do I have a price on here? This was when the fine fragrance mists were going up to $17.50 and people were going crazy because they're like $17.50. You know, we're used to $16.95 and it's this faceted that's making it $17.50. And now I think $17.50 is like super on the low end for fine fragrance mist. I think like normally they're about $18.95, even $19.95, some of the real kind of like special ones. So I remember, if you know, you know, when it came to faceted, but Sunshine Mimosa only has 2 fragrance notes and it's bright bubbly champagne and fresh citrus. And I feel like they did a great job with the fresh part of the fresh citrus scent note. This is definitely going to be much fresher than the other 2 fragrances, especially that watermelon mojito. I think it's the cane sugar. Yeah, the cane sugar is going to add more of like a sweet artificial type of watermelon smell, which I really enjoy. But if you're not someone that enjoys anything artificial, Sunshine Mimosa is a great one. It's very light, it's very clean, it's very fresh. You get the citrus note, but it's not overpowering. Maybe if something like a champagne toast is just like way too like, wow, like in your face for you, but you still like the vibe, you like something bubbly and you like citrus notes, I think Sunshine Mimosa would be a great one to pick up. Also, super happy that they kept with the orange packaging. I mean, Sunshine Mimosa and orange, it just makes sense. So very excited about the Sip Sip Hurray collection. I think a lot of people are going to be really interested in this. And it also seems like these are going to be great if you're trying to stock up for the summer months of next year. Now, the next collection we have is going to be the Fruit Stand collection, and these are also some more notable throwbacks. However, the packaging on these, I think this is some of the best packaging we've seen for these 3 individual fragrances, and the first one we have had several times. So this collection is going to feature Pear Berry, Brown Sugar and Fig, and Pretty as a Peach. Now, the first fragrance is going to be that Pear Berry, and we have seen so many renditions of Pear Berry over the years. I don't know why they're pushing this one so much. I feel like Pear Berry is starting to get into cucumber melon territory, which is how much it has been coming out. And even the last time we saw this was Winter SAS of 2024 when they did Pear Berry, as well as I think it was not bourbon strawberry vanilla. It was some type of packaging that was almost like an old school vintage type of packaging. Was it bourbon strawberry vanilla? Or maybe it was berry buttercups and Bellini. That doesn't sound right. It was one of those fragrances that also came out with the same packaging as Pear Berry. But if you're unfamiliar, it has notes of Anjou pear, wild berries, apple blossom, golden freesia, and blonde woods. It's a good fragrance. It's just nothing super special. And I like pear fragrances and I like berry fragrances. It together though, in this fragrance, it's not special enough for me to want to go out and, you know, buy a body lotion, a fine fragrance mist, and a body wash. So I personally won't be picking this one up, but I think the packaging, it looks very classic. I love the pink stripes. I'm super excited to see, let me see my images if I have it in, I think I just have the fine fragrance mist in this one. Yeah, but I'm super excited to see what they do in like the lotion. I don't know what it is that it's giving me, like a very nostalgic beach type of feel, like a super classy, almost like a Martha's Vineyard type of feel. But I really enjoy that packaging. Scent, not too crazy on, but I know some people are, so I think that's very exciting nonetheless. The next fragrance though, I think a lot of people are going to go very crazy for this one, and that is Brown Sugar and Fig. And I think the last year we saw this was the 2022 Winter SAS, although don't quote me on that. I think this one was available kind of sporadically, maybe online or like in select stores. But Brown Sugar and Fig has notes of fresh fig, coconut milk, and caramelized brown sugar. And I am absolutely loving the purple packaging on this one mixed with that really rich, like cut open fig. I think this looks great, and the font, again, it's giving very much a Martha's Vineyard summer. I don't know if the goal of Winter SAS this year is to kind of prep us for spring and summer. I know we're already starting to see spring home care come out, so candles, wallflowers. There are already some Valentine's Day spoilers going around, so that will honestly be something that I need to get on top of, but I don't know if that's really the direction of the Winter SAS. Some years it is, some years it's just basically like, hey, let's do throwbacks. It's really kind of been a throwback one, but this is very much giving spring and summer, and I'm not mad about it. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy Brown Sugar and Fig. We did have a fig fragrance in the Everyday Luxuries. I think this was Everyday Luxuries, maybe 2 or 3, called Guilty as Fig. A lot of people enjoyed that one. A lot of people also enjoyed the gingerbread latte from this year. It had the pear fragrance. It also had brown sugar. So maybe if you didn't want to spend the money to order that one online, but you were really interested in the fragrance, I think Brown Sugar and Fig would be a great one for you as well. The last one we have is part of this fruit stand collection. Now, I saw somebody comment this, and unfortunately, I can't remember your name right now, but you were dying for Pretty as a Peach to come back because I think in Canada, it was something about in Canada, you weren't able to get your hands on it or something, if I'm remembering that correctly, or I'm just making this all up. But Pretty as a Peach is set to be coming back. And this one has notes of blushing peach, jasmine petals, white nectarine, apple blossom, and sheer freesia. This one has been released a bunch of times. I want to say the last time we saw this was 2021, but don't quote me on that because it has been released. I can, recall at least 3 or 4 different packaging. So I think 2021, but it could have come out later than that or popped up in a summer or winter SAS. If you love peach fragrances, if you like peach Bellini, if you like the, not necessarily snowy peach berry, I don't feel like that's a good one that's comparable. If you like the peach in the mini scent lab fragrances, if you just like peach in general, Pretty as a Peach, it truly is pretty as a peach. It's such a pretty fragrance, whether it's for spring, whether it's for summer. I think Bath & Body Works, again, like watermelon, and honestly, like pear, does peach super well. I would love for them to do more plum, just saying, or more grape, just saying. But I think Pretty as a Peach, again, it's a super great fragrance. It's super wearable. If you're looking for something that's not your coconut, it's not your pineapple, it's not your really basic floral, I think Pretty as a Peach can be a great one. And the packaging on this, loving the packaging, love this kind of really soft orange. And then of course you have the more vintage looking, like drawn on flowers, classy, pretty, whether you buy the entire collection or you just buy the one, I think you can't go wrong. Now, the last collection we have, I don't have an official name for this, but I am calling this the Coquette Super Girly collection. This just reminds me of doll houses and spring and really antique wallpaper. Very pretty, very classy. I mean the bows, the pastels. I think this is a really nicely done collection. And I think the fragrances match this collection pretty well. However, I don't think most of these fragrances are very exciting, although I know I do have a subscriber that I think they're going to be so thrilled about the second fragrance. So that being said, the first fragrance we have is Fairytale. I think the last time we saw this was 2023's winter. 2023 Christmas, but I do know some people saw this in their winter SAS for 2024 as well. This one is the one that's supposed to smell like YSL Libre, and it has notes of pomegranate nectar, fresh orange blossom, vanilla bean, and warm amber. It originally came out in this very woodsy green packaging. I do think this was a signature scent for a while. It is coming back in a blue packaging. I like the blue, and I think it looks really cohesive with the rest of the collection, but I'm so used to seeing Fairytale in this iridescent green, brown, orange kind of situation that the blue, I was like, oh, this looks really different, but I think it looks good. Not one of my favorite fragrances, but I know one that's super popular. So if you like that YSL Libre fragrance, I think this could be a great kind of substitute or something to add on to your collection if you'd like to kind of layer the fragrances and build them a bit more. The second fragrance, I know I have a subscriber that's super excited about this, and that is going to be Pink Chiffon. Now, Pink Chiffon, I remember this years ago. This was one that my sister really enjoyed, and this was one that a lot of people were hoping that this was going to come out as part of the Pink Mist collection we had a couple years ago. That one had pink tie-dye, pink cashmere, and then pink watermelon blast. I think a lot of people didn't want pink cashmere and they wanted Pink Chiffon. If you were one of those people, I'm glad to say Pink Chiffon is making its return. Now, this one we last saw in I think 2021. It has notes of sparkling red pear, jasmine petals, tiare flower, vanilla orchid, and chiffon musk. And of course, this one is coming out in the pink packaging. It's girly, it's fun, it's pretty, it's light, perfect for your spring fragrance. I don't know about summer. Maybe if you live somewhere super hot or you're not super big on summer fragrances, you could transition this into summer. But Pink Chiffon, historically for me, although it is, everywhere, everyday wearable, you can wear this all year round. This is like a quintessential spring fragrance. I think it's so pretty, so lovely. And you know me, I love jasmine, I love orchid. I mean, it's a great fragrance. Now, the last one we have is Lovely Dreamer, and this is not one of my favorite fragrances. When this one was out during the summer SAS of 2023, I actually didn't pick this one up. I picked up was it Among the Clouds? That doesn't sound right. Does it sound right? Maybe. That sounds right. Hold on. Cotton Candy Clouds, and I think Among the Sky, is that right? I don't know. The yellow one and the pink one. I don't know why all of my scents are all in my brain right now, but I believe Lovely Dreamer was the third part of that collection, and I did not end up picking that one up. This one has notes of fluffy musk, clean woods, white iris, and fresh bergamot. I really enjoy this in the purple packaging. I think this is so classy, and again, whether you just buy this one or whether you buy all 3 of them, I think they're gonna look so pretty and nice. But Lovely Dreamer, it was just a little bit too clean for me. It wasn't anything exciting. If you like something super clean though, this is going to be something you're going to absolutely love. Although I will say extremely good wearability on this. You could wear this all year round. Such a nice everyday fragrance. But for me personally, just a little bit too much on the cleaner side. But that being said, that really wraps up all the fragrances that are coming back. These are supposedly coming back in the Fine Fragrance Mist, the body lotion, the body cream, and the body wash. I know we've been seeing less and less body lotions and people were starting to get concerned, but hopefully they are coming out in the body lotion. At least that's what people are saying. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below which ones you are most excited about, or if you didn't see your favorite on the list and you're trying to figure out, okay, when is this coming back? Please share it. I would love to see what your favorites are. But I hope you guys enjoyed, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.